You've got the laptop on the lap, ready to go, ready to spit some facts at me. So who have we got?
Today's spotlight artist is Raheem Bakare. This is for fans of people who might like Jack James,
Okay, yeah.
who might like Koji Radical,
Yeah.
Gideon, and Brent Fires.
Okay, yeah, I hear it. I would add Thames into there as well.
Oh, interesting.
Hello. We're back again.
Really?
Yes, I'm doing it, man. I'm doing it. I'm trying to do the NPR like smooth thing. We're back again.
Hello.
Again, and we're gonna kick off straight off the bat, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna do vinyl of the week. You've been hiding your vinyl since we've been setting up for some reason, so you want me to be very surprised. I'm very intrigued of what it is. What's the vinyl of the week? What have we got?
All right. Well, it's a giveaway, which is why I've been trying to hide it, but it's a special edition.
Okay.
I've been waiting on this one. I see you having a peek.
See what it is.
But you're not ready for this.
Okay, go on.
All right. So this week's Vine of the Week is...
Oh, that's crazy.
That's crazy, isn't it? So this is 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying, of course. So what you see here is a limited edition vinyl. This is the Marvel edition.
Right.
So as you can see, 50 is in the Iron Man suit.
Yeah. I mean,
I can give it to you because this is... Oh, whoops. This is a lenticular...
Yeah, I was going to say
situation as well.
The angle that I see it in, it's just it's very, very, very interesting. Okay, so what have you got? A little story behind this? What's going on? What's the crack?
What's the crack? You know, I'm a sucker for a novelty situation.
Yes.
So when I saw this, I knew I had to have it because obviously this is an iconic album, like 50's debut album. Probably one could argue this is one of the best debut hip hop albums ever. And I thought this was a very iconic way to have it. I thought there's no point just having the original version because, come on, we could do better.
Okay.
So I had to get my hands on this one. It says Invincible here, which feels like a bit of a nod to 50. Of course, man's been shot multiple times, as is represented in the original artwork as well. So this depiction of it, I really, really like. The reverse is kind of the same as you would see, but obviously this comes with bells and whistles as well. So this was a 2018 release, I believe.
Okay.
Original album came out 2003. Again, nice little post. Well, I say little post, 15 years later. But let me show you some of the reasons why I like this. So we've got little poster on the inside, track list, credits, etc. I'll hand you that. There's a lot of paraphernalia here. We also have this. A little Marvel magazine, which is very clean. That's that as well. I'll hand you that. And of course, the people already know, but I like a color variant, and of course, Iron Man being red only is right. That this is on translucent red vinyl.
Of course.
Obviously a 2 LP, and sort of on the sticker you can kind of see, it's got like a target. If you go to a shooting range and it's got like the bullseye targeting, it's got like bullet holes there. But yeah, I just thought this was a cool sort of novelty situation of a very, very iconic album, which was why I kind of wanted to hide it, because I thought if you see the back of it, you could go like, well, you know where this is going. But I wanted it to be a little surprise. So for anyone who may not be aware, if you haven't, I don't know what we're doing here. This has got some of his biggest hits on it, which is insane for a debut album. So we've got What Up Gangster, we've got Many Men in the Club, If I Can't, PIMP, 21 Questions. This
album's not a joke.
It's insane.
It's not insane. A joke.
And I actually had the privilege of seeing him do I don't know, what did he call it? I think he called it the last run sort of tour or something at the O2.
Okay.
Maybe 2 years ago. And he's just got hit after hit, and it's just silly. So yeah, man, this is my Vine of the Week. Exec producers Dr. Dre and Eminem. So it's just silly, and it's silly, and it's one of the great rap albums of
Yeah,
our
soundtrack
time.
to 2000s hip hop, really, innit?
Pretty much.
It was. We were young, but I still remember when it came out, and that's how big it was. Like little children were bumping it. Like it was crazy.
Literally.
Just saw something on this. I've just seen that they've got like different Marvel covers as well for other artists as well. So they got LL Cool J, Mama Said Knock You Out, Kid Cudi, Man on the Moon 2, and Jizza Liquid Swords, which is pretty cool as well. So man, that's the Jizza and that. So yeah, fair dues. That's very cool, man. So how did you get your hands on this? Like, did you see it that it was available and then? Or did it
just came across.
Did it just come across your table? Like,
Just came across my lap and I said hello.
Yeah.
And I had to have it.
Nah, it's all right for some minutes, lucky for some. Yeah, I didn't even realize this was a thing, to be fair. So yeah, very good.
It's pretty cool, isn't it? Like,
very
I
clean.
do feel like sometimes these things can feel a touch gimmicky, but I thought this is quite cool because it's it's unique. It's like the lenticular thing adds a bit of a pizzazz to it, should we say?
Yeah, and it's on brand to the 50 Cent.
That's the thing.
Persona, right?
If it was like, I don't know, let's say Superman, you'd be like, not too sure.
Yeah.
But this feels a bit, just feels pretty cool. So yeah, that is my vinyl of the week.
No, very, very impressive, bro. I'm pleased with that. Like, it's a solid album musically, and you've got the knickknacks with it. So you've done both columns. So yeah, good job.
And it's not new as well. Normally I'm like, well, this came out 2025.
Yeah, man. Man's throwing it back. I mean, he's still in this century, but he's throwing it back. Throwing it back regardless. So yeah, good job.
Thank
cool,
you.
Cool, man. You good anyways? Everything happening? You've been traveling again, probably. But we won't get into that anyways. We won't get into that. I just want to get into the music today. I don't want to hear you're good. Yeah,
I'm good. How are you?
You're good. I'm good. And what's going to make me feel better is learn what you've been listening to recently.
Okay, great. Well, let's do it.
So let's jump into it.
I'm confident.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see.
You're going to love this.
Okay, let's go. All right, recent rotations. We're going to talk about some of the tunes we've been listening to in the past week. Do you want me to go first? Do you want to go first?
I would love for you to go first.
No, I want you to go first.
You do?
I like to finish off, so I want you to go first.
Okay, great. Guy trying to take all the glory.
Yeah, it gives you space just to like ramble on at the end, you know?
Now I'm cutting you off. You start. All right, let's do it. Cool. Recent rotations, 3 each. My first today is an artist called Makinde. That's Makinde with a accent.
Okay.
The track is called Head Down Nowhere, and it's taken from his EP. Which is currently called State of Affairs. And this is an ever-evolving EP. Basically, he adds a track to it, changes the title, and changes the artwork.
Oh, very cool.
Which I quite like as a visual development and way. Because I was like, I looked at it and I was like, this guy's released 3 EPs in like 2 months. And then I was like, oh, okay, we're adding songs. But this one, Head Down Nowhere, came out February 2026. Makinde, he's a new artist from New York. 2 key inspirations as Music Soul Child and Michael Jackson. His favorite genre is neo soul, which definitely comes through in his music, albeit I wouldn't say he's a neo soul artist. He's just a very good artist. He loves musicality and loves songwriting. Yeah. He produces his own music. He edits some of his own visuals as well, not just like social bits, but more like what you would call, I guess, like premium content as well. Yeah. Just an overall very cold, creative, very much knows what he's trying to do and how he wants it to be executed. When it comes to the aesthetic, I'd say it's very clean. He's got high quality visuals. However, they're placed like in plain sight, I would say. So it feels quite grounded. And I would describe it as like elevated every day. So it feels quite relatable and quite accessible for people coming across it. And you can see sort of like familiar spots in New York if you're sort of from there and stuff. He currently has 300 monthly listeners on Spotify.
Okay, we're early, boys.
Beginning of the journey here. But
Let's go.
One, Head Down Nowhere, he's going places.
Okay.
And the rest of the music is very good as well. But yeah, kind of hard to describe other than very good, very musical. Obviously got R&B inspirations, neo soul inspirations. And he is just a great artist. So yeah, for someone so early, Makinde, watch out.
Okay, Makinde, like that's a very cool concept, I would say. Like, because one, it means that people that are like tapped in are like eager to see the journey. But then two, the same way that you've seen it, like you've said, oh, that's another thing for me to listen to. There's another thing, but it is the same thing. So that gets his numbers up for the same tunes, and then it gets new people on as well. So I'm here for it.
Yeah, check it. Honestly,
That's a cool concept. I'm here, McKinley. Let's go. Okay, my number two. Flipping out. What am I doing? Let me get
your head in the game, lad.
Let me go back. My first recent rotation. Yeah, I'm going to keep this one short, snappy.
Okay.
Yeah. So my first recent rotation is Nebu, and the song is called Blindsided. This came out in March, and yeah, I don't really know too much about this artist. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think he's just kind of a underground R&B artist. I tried to see if there's a bio or interview somewhere. I couldn't find anything. I'm not gonna lie to you. I couldn't find anything. So the song Blindsided, I really like it, and I think you'll really like it, and I think everyone will really like it because the production is cold. Like the drum selection in it, like the kick drum that they have, knocking, bro. The sample, there's a sample in the back and it's reversed and kind of nice. Chopped a little bit.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. This is interesting.
Yeah.
And then his vocals are very trap soul adjacent, and it's like a proper R&B.
Okay.
It's like a proper R&B tune.
Yeah.
And yeah, vocally he's really good. The flow is crazy, and that's all I have to say, bro. It's just a bang. It's a bang.
Yeah.
It's a banger. I'm not gonna lie. So I found him through when we do our weekly posts of new tunes to come out.
Yeah,
that was one of mine, and I kept it for myself. But I was greedy. I was like, I don't want the people to know this is mine, but I've come to my senses and I've realized, you know what, maybe I'll bring him into this segment so we can talk about him and hopefully more people can learn about him. Nebu Blindsided.
Sick. Sold it. I love a good kick drum and I love a good sample. So
this is what I'm saying, bro.
I'm gonna have to check it out.
Let's go. Blindsided. Yeah.
Blindsided.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Let's do it.
My second recent rotation of the day is Arden. That's capitalized ARDN. It's a tune called Retail Therapy with an artist called Ferina, which is F-E accent R-I-N-A. This came out in October 2025. R&B tune essentially has a good bounce to it. There's strings in it. And when I heard the strings, I was like, cool, we're doing something different here. That was something that I guess piqued my interest sonically because it just made it stand out. So this one is produced by Tyler Bandit and Hugo, who have both worked with Brent Fires.
Okay.
Which you can definitely hear in the production of this record as well. Because when I first heard it, I was like, this is kind of Brenty. And then I looked at the credits and I was like, okay.
Oh, right.
Also co-produced by Dylan Hyde, who's worked with a lot of rappers, and also co-produced the AP Go Crazy track that I mentioned the earlier bit of our episodes.
Shout out to AP Go Crazy.
Obviously 3 of them on the beat, which explains why it's quite so advanced. Overall, Retail Therapy, this is a smooth groove from the Canadian artist who says he's inspired by J. Cole, Smino, and Anderson .Paak primarily. So you can understand why. With all of the influences and all of the collaborators, this one here is a big tune.
Yeah, Arden goes in. I think he's got a EP or something that's out or came out recently, but don't hold me to that. But yeah, He's cold. He's cold, bro. He's cold. So yeah, very, very good pick. You're doing very well today. You're doing very well.
I appreciate it.
Okay, I'm putting pressure on me. All right, my number 2.
Yeah.
Recent rotation. I was scared about this one because I thought you were gonna pick this one because I've seen on our Instagram these artists pop up quite a few times. So my second recent rotation of the day is Maiden Lane. Bus Stop is the song. So have you aware?
This is news to me, bro.
Good. so Maiden Lane is an Aussie duo. Max and Eden, and so they put it together to make Maiden. They're very young. I think Spotify says they're 17 and 19 respectively. Okay, right. So they're young,
early.
They met in high school. It's a singer and producer, and they both kind of write the songs together.
Nice.
And I guess you would call it alt, jazz, soul, pop, I would say, group. And yeah, they're cold, bro. So Eden is the girl, she's the singer. Vocals, clean, bro. Clean. Clean. And it's like the songs that they do, they've actually, the song Bus Stop is from their EP, Maiden Lane. And all their songs are like very musical with like heavy on chords.
Yeah.
Vocally, there's a lot of like vocal layering, similar to like almost like Jacob Collier kind of layering. Like some of the videos that they've done on their socials is just like them making the song there, and you can see her like layering the vocals and harmonizing, and then they just go straight into the beat, and you're like, wow, this is cold. So yeah, some of the artists that they said they kind of want to collaborate with the future, obviously this is kind of more aspirational, is like Thundercat and like Erykah Badu and these types. So they got that like funk, neo soul kind of inspirations, and yeah, it's just very, very good, bro. Like, listen to it. I think we're early to the party as well on this one.
Okay, nice.
Because obviously they're super young. This is their first project. They're still kind of like releasing snippets of songs for future releases as well. But everything's just funky, soul, super clean. So yeah, give it a go. Maiden Lane. Song is Bus Stop.
Damn. Very cool. Well done.
Yeah.
I feel like to have those influences that you're citing, and then also to be doing like vocal layering and stuff at a young age, like it sounds very mature. They've been brought up in and around music, been doing this for a while.
Yeah, and it's just like a good vibes. It's good like soulful vibes and stuff. So yeah, give it a listen to. Shout out to Aussie duo in
Big them up, man. Big them up. That's sick.
Down under.
Nice. All right. My third recent rotation of the day. You're gonna love this.
Okay.
Taking it back.
Oh my God, what's going on?
I know.
Stealing my thunder. What's happening?
Right, so the artist is Evelyn Champagne King.
Okay. What the hell is happening here? Wait, hold on. Where the hell is this going from, bro? What tune is it?
The tune is I'm in Love.
Oh my God. What's happening here?
All right, so I heard this at a new listening bar in New York. And yeah, it's like a cocktail bar. They've got a very, very clean sound system in there, to the point that on the menu, you've got the cocktails, and then you flip the page, and it's also got a breakdown of all of the equipment they've got in the place.
Oh, flip it out.
For like all the speakers, the cabinets, the amps.
Oh, so they're about it.
Bro, this is serious stuff. So when I heard this in there, I said, what's going on?
Yeah.
Because the way that it was hitting, obviously you know the tune. But the way the keys were coming through, the way everything was slapping on the system,
it was Evelyn, bro.
It was very, very good. Yeah. So a bit about the tune. This is 1981, and this was a #1 hit on both the US soul and the US dance charts.
Okay.
Produced by Maury Brown, who also produced her most famous song, Love Come Down.
When my love come down.
That's the one.
Hey, go, let's go.
And so therefore like has a similar feel sonically if you're unfamiliar with the tune. But yeah, I would describe it as like funk, soul, disco, and just feel good, innit? It made me feel good when I heard it, especially on that system. I said, I would like at some point in my life to have this kind of musical setup in my environment. So yeah, that's my third.
Wow, that's taken by surprise, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. It's taking you to go to New York to listen to the crispest sound system to throw it back, but you're throwing it back regardless. So I'm happy, man. So that's a good one, man.
I thought you'd appreciate it.
What the? Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. All right, fair. My third, I will also be throwing it back. I'll be throwing it back. So my third recent rotation of the day is we're going back to 1971. Jill Scott Heron, Save the Children is what I've gone for here. So this is from his kind of, I guess, his most popular and kind of critically acclaimed album, Pieces of a Man. Do you know about Jill Scott Heron?
Mm-mm.
So he's basically kind of one of the godfathers of rap, essentially, because he was a street poet. And he kind of spoke about like a lot of political commentary and like social justice and all this type of stuff. He's got a song called like Whitey on the Moon, which is basically a commentary about kind of the US government's funding of like NASA and against like all the problems that are happening on ground, essentially.
Sure, yeah.
And obviously they've
Send the man up.
They've got this man up again, didn't it? so similar complaints. Things don't change like 50 years on kind of vibe. And his most popular song is "The Revolution Will Not Be Televised," which is also in this album.
Oh, okay.
So that's a famous saying, right?
Right.
And it's like a super famous poem as well by him, which is about essentially kind of getting up and being the change rather than just sitting back and watching it all happen.
Yeah.
So, and he's inspired like lots of rappers, all the like social and like backpack rappers and like Common and Talib Kweli and like Kendrick and all these people. They've all been inspired by him. He's kind of like the source almost, right? So he's just the guy. He's the guy. But I've chosen Save the Children because it's kind of more of an optimistic tune, I would say. A lot of his songs are kind of more kind of condemning and criticizing the way things are and saying that we need to change.
Yeah.
And this one's kind of like it's more optimistic and kind of emphasizes kind of the importance of the next generation and how we need to nurture them and stuff. So I just thought it was quite cool. A little bit else about because this is more about the artist than just this song as well. So he's passed away now, but his last album that he did like the year before he died was called I'm New Here, and it was done through XL Records.
Okay.
And basically the year after that released, the label head Richard Russell, who we've mentioned, he does like everything is recorded and stuff like that. Basically, he produced the album with Jill Scott Heron, and then he went to Jamie XX, who was also on the label, and it was under Young Turks at the time, and said, I want you to remix this album and make it into this like dubstep kind of electro-inspired thing. And obviously Jamie XX was like, Jill Scott Heron's the guy, but of course I'm going to do that. And this is before he's even released his own album. So he was on, Jamie XX was on The XX. And doing stuff with them, but he hadn't released his own album yet.
Okay, interesting.
So he remixed it, and so it went from I'm New Here to We're New Here. And one of the songs, I know I'm going off, but this is gonna land somewhere. One of the songs is Take Care of You, which is the sample in Big Tune, Drake, Rihanna, Take Care. In a roundabout way. So Jill Scott Heron is in that. So I just thought that was quite cool, isn't it?
That is quite mad.
So he's gone from 1971 all the way up to, what was that, 2011, popping off and Take Care and that. So you can hear his vocals, you know, at the end of the song when it goes, oh no, all of that. That's Jill Scott Heron. That's his vocals. But the melody is basically all taken from the Jamie XX.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so if you go back to if you listen to the Jamie XX one, it's like the Take Care melody, but with Jill Scott Heron singing the chorus. So there you go. So I thought that's quite interesting.
Yeah, that's sick. And that for me is like music evolving and sampling done really well. I would say, because sometimes it's just very obvious is probably the wrong word, but sometimes it can feel very lazy. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
You're like, we're just going to take exactly that and like pitch it up.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Sure, but okay, sick.
Yeah,
those are some fun facts.
One more fact.
Goodness, okay.
So one more. Jamie XX actually didn't meet Jill Scott Heron, but he like had to write him letters and kind of send him the music. And then Jill Scott Heron would write back and be like,
"Oh, mad!
I approve of this. This is cool. Like, can you change this a little bit here?"
Yeah.
So they didn't meet during the production, but like they still collaborated, which I found quite cool. So yeah, that's it.
That is cool. That's very nice. Very nice.
I'm done. So that's my 3.
Solid picks.
All right, man. So let's get into the Spotlight Artists. I'm eager to hear who you're going to be talking about today. Spotlight Artists. It's that time of the day where we talk about one artist, maybe potentially one project, and then see if there's any conversations around it. So it's your turn to do the research. You've got the laptop on the lap, ready to go, ready to spit some facts at me. So who have we got?
That is right. So today's spotlight artist is Raheem Bakare.
Okay.
That's right. And honorable mention to LVN in this instance as well. The reason we are discussing this duo today is because Raheem Bakare's got a new album out called Sink or Swim, and this is in collaboration with LVN as well. So they describe the collaborative album as an anthology of love songs and sexy R&B.
Bringing sexy R&B back. I hear it.
Bringing
We
it
love
back.
it. We love a sexy R&B.
So the pair, they wrote, produced, mixed and mastered all 19 tracks between the two of them, which I think is impressive and speaks to the artistry that we are dealing with. And so I guess the first question is, we've got two artists. What's the difference and what's the vibe? So Raheem is the main performer. Meanwhile, LVN is the main producer. So that's essentially how this partnership is working.
Okay. That clarifies a lot of me. That was my first question. So yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
So Raheem is a South London singer-songwriter and producer who professes to make sensual R&B, Afro soul, alternative soul, and also incorporates some cinematic storytelling through the lyrics.
Okay.
There are some like sort of skit bits in there that help, I guess, with the narrative of the journey of it. Now, he has previously worked with music and visual arts production for Sky Arts, BET and MTV.
Oh, okay.
Which I feel like partly explains his ability to storytell through music, but also why his mind kind of goes this way when it comes to the creative output of it, which I thought was quite cool.
Even if he hasn't intentionally like used them as inspirations, like you see it in all around you, I guess. So
yeah, it must
just
be
naturally
so subconscious.
Yeah, it naturally gets absorbed.
He's also 10 years deep in making music,
right?
Over 10 years deep. So he spent time honing his craft, which I feel like you can kind of tell in this project.
This is the first year I'm discovering him, so I've missed a whole chunk, but we're here now. That's the main thing. That's the main thing.
Exactly. So to speak to that and the sort of, I guess, the development of him, he's experimented with different sounds over the years.
Okay.
Including putting a few videos on GRM Daily, as I feel like every artist did in the sort of like 2015 to 2020, maybe even preceding that as well. And it feels like he's really found his like sound now in its most authentic and artistic way. In a time where I would say that subgenre phases in UK black music feel like a bit less of a thing than they have been in like eras gone by.
Yeah,
I would say, especially in the times that we've like lived through, we've gone through the likes of grime, like UK funky, Afro swing, drill, and I feel like now it's a bit more. Well, social media's democratized things a lot more, and I feel like, you know, there are people like Jim Legacy and artists in that vein who have very much allowed it, well, like knocked down doors and allowed expression to be a lot freer and not necessarily confined to genre pockets, I would say.
100%.
And so, yeah, that kind of contextualizes why you might hear different sounds that he's made. Some of the stuff on GRM is very different to what he's done now. And he's just experimenting with different stuff. Now, to your point, I also wasn't consciously aware of him before this album, but I came across it and personally was immediately struck by the artwork. Which was my...
You came across it via me, by the way. Just let's clarify that.
Really?
Yeah, I chose... We posted him their project on our page. Yeah. It was my suggestion. It was my suggestion.
Are you sure?
100%.
I don't think so.
100%.
Nah, I did not. That's not how I remember.
100%. That was me. It was me.
Ooh, I don't know.
We'll check. But
I don't know.
It was me, bro.
Might have to get a VAR on that one, to be fair.
It was me, and I put it on the list, and then But as you said, I that's how I discovered them as well. Was the artwork? I was like, ooh, there's a bit of love. Obviously, water and stuff. It's like. It feels a bit like it could be soulful here.
Yeah.
It like alludes to a lot, even though the image itself isn't doing like there's not too much there.
Yeah.
Just water and two people. But that's how I discovered. Let's revisit that offline. But getting into that artwork, obviously you've alluded to it. It's a photo of a couple embracing shoulder deep in
what I'm assuming is the ocean. Anyhow, it's a form of water.
A vast body of water. Yeah.
The photo is taken from behind the man, so you only like see the back of his head, and you see like the woman's hands wrapped around him in an embrace. To me, yeah, when I saw that, it felt like high quality. It felt warm, but also had a depth to it and felt like mysterious. So I was intrigued.
Yeah,
because you don't see the faces and they're kind of submerged in the water. You're like what layers can we peel back and get into it? So I feel like that is really good art. Even that as a photo, I'd probably like have on my wall. And personally, found that was enough to press play.
Yeah. So shout out to whoever did the cover.
Yeah, big them up. I also saw a very beautiful piece that he posted online, which is basically the artwork, but it's like a video in it. So you just see it in motion. So you see the water rippling, and you see the couple like bobbing up and down. And I was like, this. Very, very pleasing.
Okay.
So speaking about social media quickly, he doesn't do much talking or much sort of like social media promotion.
Okay.
You know, obviously a lot of artists nowadays is like posting every day. And it's like months lead up before you get into dropping. However, what he has done here feels very intentional. It feels like it's in a world, feels like it's in a sort of like a color palette. And yeah, it's just high quality, everything. It's very deliberate. There's some interesting angles in there. There's some interesting sort of just concepts in there. And I would say there's been a very clear elevation of that quality and also the mood of the rollout compared to previous stuff that I can see on his social media. So big up him and the team for conceptualizing this. Feels like he's gone away, made the album, come back, showed a bit of the process. And then just with like the messaging around it was like, album's out on 13th of March. And it was all sort of like funneling people's attention towards that release day.
Okay.
So with that being said, let's get into the music. There's 19 tracks. The majority of them are sort of like 2 to 2.5 minutes. So they're almost like little different vignettes of essentially a love story and the journey of romance. So the first track is the title track, Sink or Swim. Gonna get into a few of like the topics of the records, but not all of them. So essentially we start with this one, which is a letter to his love interest asking if they can give it a proper go, really, hence being the title track. And the girl's response essentially means that it's sink or swim if they jump into it. And we've got a few other tracks that sort of like paint the picture of what forever could look like should they sort of get into it. Track 3 is called Higher Frequency. This showed a bit of a slight change in the sonic, which I personally appreciated. And I was like, cool, we're getting into versatility. This is sounding like cohesion but of an album, but there's a difference. So I was like, cool, I'm invested for the rest of the album. It's like 43 minutes. So I was like, we can I'm here now. I'm here now.
Exactly. That's one of the things I appreciate about the album. It's just like the chopping and changing of like different types of sounds and stuff. They weren't afraid to go into different kind of subgenres or what have you, right? It's not like, although it is like R&B, there's different facets, which is good. So
exactly. And then track 4 like had a nice sort of like moment where there's like a guy doing a voiceover. Basically, it's like a low male voice, and he's you are now listening to the sultry sounds of Raheem Bakare. And I was like, okay, cool. This is cold. Sounds like you're in some sort of like smoky, dark jazz bar type thing.
It's like Quiet Storm R&B, like 1980s vibes. Yeah, I'm here for it, man.
Then we kind of almost like start speaking to directly to the female audience, but also the audience in general. I think speaks to his like previous work and that we alluded to before with Sky Arts and the like. Because there's a bit of that sort of voiceover that says, for all the ladies out there, light a candle, chill, put your feet up and feel the vibes. Which I really like because it feels like it sets the scene. And it's almost an instructional way of how telling fans how is best to receive and listen to this music. Without actually addressing
saying like, this is kind of what's coming, like in terms of mood, but like,
And then we've got like a track called Floating, which talks about how he feels like he's floating with his lover. And on this one, he also raps, which I was like, oh, okay. So we've done musical versatility. Now we've got performance versatility.
Around the same time as like the New Jack Swing era, like they had like a lot of R&B artists that would like spill into like the second verse or the bridge. They'll just randomly be putting out raps, and you're like, oh, okay, I didn't know you man had that in you, kind of thing. And that's, as soon as I heard that, I was like, oh, right. And it kind of gave me that same type of feeling. So they're still like, they're pulling from like kind of old, I guess, kind of styles, which is pretty cool.
But and it feel like a really nice, effortless way to be showcasing like full realm of artistry. Five tracks in, like there's a lot going on. It feels like he's built sort of like a world, like a sonic world. Which I definitely appreciated and found like quite captivating. And even some of the little skits between him and the female, like you're hearing excerpts of their private conversations and stuff, and it feels like that is a nice sort of like thread throughout, which ties it all together. And so then we go from floating into some more like hardships within relationship. One of the tracks is called Tough Decisions. There's another track called Let's Move On. And so you're starting to get like, you've got past the honeymoon phase, and it's now like we've actually got to deal with real life stuff within a relationship, and where do we go from here? There was a nice lyric in Tough Decisions that stood out to me that said, I don't talk much, but I'm not a fool. I might love hard, but I can't be used. He makes it rhyme. And it's there's just some nice bits that stand out, and you're like, okay, cool. You can see like almost like the inner conflict of like where we're at here. Then we've got a nice feature from an artist called Malik Lives on track 9, which is like sort of rap / poetry-esque, just nice delivery. He's got some really nice nice lyrics in there. So shout out him. We've got a little interlude, which is like a cassette recording halfway through. I'm not quite sure what the context of that is. Could be like him and a family member or something that's like some sort of like proverbial thing growing up or whatever. But that was nice as well. And again, just nice to bring that to bring that in. Track 11 is a track called Something Spiritual. He refers to his father's passing in this, which was only June 2025.
Oh, wow.
So super recent. And certainly adds like another layer to how to like the processing of a romantic relationship when you're also dealing with that and your own process of grief yourself. I haven't found the whole thing. It was on Hoxton Radio, but he did an interview where he spoke about after this life almost forced him to slow down. He had writer's block and was someone who's like a perfectionist. So he was just like really battling with how do I get my creative output happening. And then he said he spoke with LVN, and getting in the studio with him really helped that process. He really helped him take the pressure off and create freely. And LVN pointed out to him that he often like can overcook things to the point of, quote, burning the stew. Which I thought was quite a nice nice sort of an analogy of like, bro, like at a certain point let just things be done, because over complicating stuff can actually ruin it. And Raheem said that this collaborative process helped him to feel more relaxed and take the pressure off the music making. So
it's crazy like what loss can do to an artist and how that can kind of move things, because one of the artists that we mentioned before, Icon, that was one of the reasons that he went back into music and created his project was because of the loss of his dad as well. So it's I guess you become kind of focused, I guess, right? And you need like an outlet for all your feelings. So it's interesting how artists interact with things that are happening in their lives.
100%. I think music is also like therapy for a lot of people because it's cathartic. I guess the beauty of music is that you're forced to kind of confront that because you're writing a lyric down, so you have to believe what you're saying is how you actually feel at that point.
Especially if you're an artist that wants to be personally in touch with your music. I guess you have to just put it all out there, right? Literally. So it's really interesting.
And super impressive as well, because I think it requires a lot of courage to be candid with those sorts of things.
100%.
Like, fair play. Gonna skip down a few tracks. Track 17 is called Non-Disclosure, and it features an artist called Carly. I thought it was nice to have a little female vocal come in there. I feel like a nice addition. Again, adds a bit of variety. And then there's Interlude. Track 18 is called SOS, which is obviously like an acronym of the album title, Sink or Swim, but also a signal of distress, often used at sea. So I thought that was a clever incorporation of like a cry for help within a relationship, but also the ultimatum of this is sink or swim. I have to choose if I'm going to engage or not, almost. And there's some really lovely sort of like, it feels like a bit of a poem, really, this. And a lot of references to the water. It's about finding the rhythm of the water. The sea of love is never still, and this sort of stuff. So it's nice sort of imagery that you can pick out there.
Okay.
Final track, Deep End, Don't Let Me Down, is a repeated lyric here, and he's basically taken the plunge into the deep end of love and is hopeful of what will sort of come of that. And so that's kind of the project in a nutshell. I think it's a very impressive example of a cohesive project that tells a story around the subject matter, with clear sections throughout, but it doesn't feel like it is like conclusive, like in a good way. Like it's not like, here's my take on love and here's how you make it work. But it's more just like his personal experience with some intertwined like hiccups and his kind of like my stream of consciousness as to like what goes through the mind of a man in a relationship. So yeah, and I thought it was an impressive elevation from some of his previous work, just in terms of like having checked some of it back, in terms of clarity, in terms of production, incorporation of different sounds, and then the visual role, like, as I say, albeit condensed, I thought, it is high quality.
Yeah, I guess in terms of that clarity, as you said, it helps when you're working alongside someone, right? Because they can kind of almost like check what like our progress and be like, do we need to have all these things in, or does it match what we just made before? Whereas like, I guess if you have a project that has loads of different people involved, it can just go anywhere, right? Like we spoke about it with Dave, and kind of he only had like a few collaborators, but that's what keeps everything the same almost, right? So yeah, it's cool.
And to that point, quick question actually. So what is well, like we talk about the value of collaboration. If you obviously, we spoke about LVM being very like pivotal in the process of this, not just because of his artistic talents, but because how he helped Raheem to kind of relax into the process. If you were an artist, what would your like process be? Would you want to be around like a few or collaborators, or would you want to be like, everyone send me stuff and I'll decipher what I think is good?
I think there's multiple ways to go about it. I feel I think what's from a lot of the projects that I like, there seems to be like an artist and like an exec producer / producer alongside you when they're doing a project. And then so you can still be bringing in different producers and different artists, but then you both have that clear message, right? You have it on both sides. You have it in terms of the vocals and how you want things to sound and the actual production itself. I feel that's the key. Like I'm always impressed by people that can do just like an album by themselves and stuff, because that is, for me, that sounds like very difficult to do. I think you need at least one person throughout, kind of thing. Like Drake has like 40, like Jordan Ward has Lino, and like you need someone next to you. I feel, anyways.
No, for sure. I think to anchor it and to keep it consistent, because if you as the artist don't have production like nous, then it's great to have someone who keeps things in the same vein. Yeah. Especially if you're wanting to have a thematic project.
Yeah, and sometimes it could just be just so you can have a majority in the room kind of thing. Because if it's like, if I'm just an artist and I'm with someone else, they could want to put their impression, 100%. Which is good to a point, but like they could want to make it something completely different. Yeah. Like it's good to have two of you to be like, whoa, like we want to go down here.
Democratize it a bit more, for sure.
Yeah. So I think I think you need one person.
I agree. I think I would do the same.
Can I put my hater hat on for a sec?
Yeah.
My weekly hater hat. This isn't hate. This is a question as well. How do you feel about skits in general? Because I'm not a huge fan of skits, and I don't like skits at the start of a song. I don't mind it at the end of the song, because if it bangs, then I'll leave it on.
If it doesn't,
it's fine. We move on, innit? But at start of song, I don't know how I feel. Like one of the skits in this album, in Sink or Swim, that I really like is I can't remember the song, but it's like the sexy R&B interlude, and I really like that because they've still got the music in the background, and you can feel that they're in the studio. It's like you got these tunes, and I'm listening to it like, oh, I want to hear what that is. These men are cooking. So then, like, and that's its own track, I guess. So I guess I don't mind if it's its own track sometimes as well. But the start of the song, I'm not huge on. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, I agree. I don't love skits. I don't love skits. In this instance, I think because it's a common thread throughout, and there's clearly one narrative that he's telling, and it's clearly deliberate that he wants to create this sort of like continuity of the story. It makes sense.
Yeah, I understand the purpose of them.
Yeah, even for this, like, I still don't love it in it.
Yeah,
like he's done it, and it's good because it's helped me to make sense of the story he's telling. But like sonically, I find skits jarring, innit?
Yeah.
Why
for me, just put it on the back, like literally just put it on the song before, like the back end of the song before.
Yeah, I agree. I don't like it at the start. At the end is okay, but then I agree with you. I like what he's done with this track. 15 is called "Bring Back Sexy R&B" skit.
Yeah,
and he's basically playing around with ideas in the studio with his guys, isn't it? And
yeah,
so it's been too long. Like, we need to make music. And so I quite, because you can shut your eyes and be like, I can picture these man. And he's sharing ideas. They're like, we need to do this. So I do quite like that. What I don't love is when people are like just randomly talking and stuff. Yeah,
it's just, for me, it's just at the start of the song. I know we need, like, sometimes in projects we need it, but just put it at the back of the song for me.
Yeah, agreed. I personally would prefer them without it overall. I think the place for that is adding it into a music video, like creatively, when you're also setting the scene and I can picture it too.
I don't mind it in there, but I just want to have the option to not listen to it. I think that's all it is for me.
Yeah, true.
So it's either if it's a single song, that's fine, or a single skit in itself, that's fine because I can skip it. If it's at the back end, then I can skip it. If it's at the start, it's obviously I can scroll across and be like whatever, and I remember how long the skit is or whatever. But yeah, that's just my take on it. Like I don't mind hearing them, especially the first time you listen to a project. It's world building, isn't it? Like I'm here for it.
Sure.
But then when I'm just like,
I would have get rid of that version.
Yeah, now I'm just here for the tunes. Just put it at the back. But that's my take. That's
no, I hear it. I don't disagree. Right, let's bring it back into more positive energy. So favorite songs. You
want me to go first?
Yeah,
my favorite song.
If you're ready, let's go.
So I've got two.
Same.
Okay. Right.
Great.
So my favorite song is "Floating."
Okay.
And that's because the production's really good. I really like the kind of the bass line as well. I'm like a sucker for a good bass line. But the production as well, it leaves enough space, which is like
floating.
Well, exactly that. It's floating, and which is super key for me because it means like Raheem could be in the pocket and like he's just going off in it, which I find So that's definitely my favorite. The other one is the one that you mentioned, is the Something Spiritual, because vocally he's going off. And it's like you can, like, the song is about his vocals, isn't it? Like it's not like lyrically heavy, he's just saying something spiritual. But he's showing like the runs and stuff, and it's like building. You're like, okay, like this is, and it does feel spiritual, right? So they're my two.
Nice.
What are you saying? Have I taken one of yours?
Yeah, we've got overlap. I've got two. One is also Floating.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not going to expand on that because if anyone who's listening, just check that one out. It's good.
Yeah.
The second one is Crushed Velvet, which is track 3, if I'm not mistaken.
So Crushed Velvet is the voiceover intro, right? Yeah. So that's like the radio where we're getting into it. We're getting sexy R&B here. That's when you know, like, okay, Crushed Velvet in itself, the song title. You're like, okay, this is sensual. And then the voice, you're like, okay, we're here.
Yeah, for me, tracks 3 and 4, you got High Frequency into Crushed Velvet, or then to be filled into Floating. And I was like, we're doing lots of different pockets here. And Crushed Velvet in the middle, I was like, to be fair, this stands out. And it's one of those ones where I could close my eyes and feel like, as I said, where you're listening to it, I thought the incorporation of different instruments was really nice. And it's just a vibe, innit? So those are my two.
No, you're right. That 3 tracks sequence is cold.
Yeah, that's a run right there.
That's cold. That's cold.
That locked in, like.
Yeah, that's cold, bro.
If I'm being very objective, I would say that is the strongest part of the album,
and that's what locked me in. Exactly. That's what locked me in.
And then I would say musically, it started to blend a bit more towards the end. But obviously we completed the story that he was telling. But that right there, excellent execution. as you say, locked us in to listen to the whole album.
Yeah, this is why
and now to have this discussion.
Yeah, these 3 tracks are why we're talking
Yeah,
today.
so big up Raheem and LVN on that one for sure. Yeah, and then I think just gonna wrap it pretty shortly. But I would say for anyone who's not heard of him, definitely give it a listen. If you're still unsure as to the pocket that he sits in, I would say personally, and I'm interested to hear your opinion as well, but this is for fans of people who might like Jack James.
Okay, yeah.
Who might like Koji Radical.
Yeah.
Giveon. And Brent Fires.
Okay, yeah, I hear it. This is a weird one. I would add Thames into there as well.
Oh, interesting.
Just because vocally, some of the runs that I heard throughout the album were very like Thames adjacent. So obviously it sounds different, but like the way it goes, I was like, ooh, okay. Like there's different moments in the album where you can see that he's using different techniques and like vocally.
Yeah, for sure.
So it doesn't necessarily sound the same throughout, which I find really cool because the vocals change and so does the production, but they still manage to keep it into
it's impressive
into one thing, which is why I was hating before, but I do think the skits do help that as well. It does help like tie it all up. So yeah, I would put Thames on there as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. So yeah, do check him out. He's I think he's released like four albums over like a 12-year period or something. So I would love to see more consistency from him because I was, as my first foray into him, I was impressed by this, and I would like to see what else he's got cooking, especially as per that sort of like skit track of like, bro, what else have you got in the locker? Show me more. So yeah, big him up, man.
I mean, this release did feel like a moment, so let's see how it builds and goes, and we're looking forward to following, isn't it? Like, you've got 2 fans now, and hopefully a couple more from this conversation.
Yeah, this is the whole point of it. Like, I feel like he's kind of goes under the radar a bit, so hopefully we can show a bit of people some good music coming out of the UK, specifically South London. So yeah, big up Raheem Bakare and LVN, Sink or Swim, out now. Go run that one up.
Yeah, man, sounds good, bro. Let's wrap up from there then. Let's call it.